Hello and welcome, beautiful creator. I feel so blessed that our paths have crossed today. I wanted to discuss something in regards to writing with you guys. The topic today is 3 tools or methods, mindfulness practices that you can bring into your everyday life very easily and very simply that may help you to tap into new levels of creativity, that I believe will help you root into what you already have within you. This isn't about discovering some new trendy way to be more productive. In fact, I like to get away from productivity language. I feel, for me personally, that it doesn't help. It doesn't aid me in being more creative. So I try to stay away from terms like productivity and producing, which is what machines do, and we're not machines, we're human beings. We create. So the first thing that I've noticed in my own life that has really helped me in my creative journey, that has helped me to become so much more creative, to tap into that flow state, is compassionate self-talk. Now, many of you are writers. And as writers, let's face it, we have a tendency to sometimes veer into negative self-talk, right? It's a very easy trap to fall into, talking down about our work, talking down to ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm not a good writer. This book isn't good enough. My writing sounds juvenile, or it sounds like my style is undeveloped, whatever. You can probably think of some of the things you've said to yourself in the past. I know I can. And these are all negatives. All these things that we say to ourselves on repeat that aren't serving us in our journey. They're only aiding us in backsliding down a negative path of doubt and fear and not progressing us in our journey. This isn't helping us in any way. This isn't fueling us forward in our journey. So we can simply let it go. And one thing I want to emphasize here is I am not talking about negative thinking, okay? That's a whole other topic for another time. Thoughts will come and go. And in meditation, we talk a lot about how we are just continuously pulling ourselves back, reminding ourselves we are the observer of that thought, like leaves floating past on a stream. We remind ourselves, hey, we're not riding every leaf down the stream, down the rapids. We are the observer. We're just watching, coming back to ourselves over and over again. That is the practice of meditation. So I don't want you to think so much about controlling negative thoughts. Oh, there's a negative thought. Let's eradicate that. No, let's just focus on what we are letting out of our mouths. We're talking about compassionate speech here versus negative self-talk. So even if you have a thought about your work that is negative, there it is, that voice in the back of your mind that's telling you your work isn't good enough, or it's not worthwhile, or it's not worth your time, no one will like it, whatever it is. That's okay. That is 100% okay that that thought was there, but we are not going to validate, right? Validate that thought by speaking it. Because the moment we speak it, our body, our soul, our spirit is actually listening. So the things that we allow out of our mouths hold a different value now. The value of that thought has just gone way up. Our body is listening to us validate this negative thought. It's no longer just a passing thought on the stream of life. It happens to all of us. Every single one of us that is conscious in this moment is experiencing a stream of thought passing through our minds, and that is natural and that is okay. But when we speak something aloud, we are affirming to ourselves that that is true. When your body hears you say, I am not good enough. I am so unhappy with this book. I am giving up. When your body and your soul hear those words coming from the mouth of the master, it takes on a whole new meaning, and your mind and your spirit begin to act in accordance to what the master has commanded. So let's curb that by noticing negative thoughts and allowing them to be just that. We are actually honoring them by allowing them to be just that, just passing thoughts. And that's their purpose, is they're just a passing thought. We can acknowledge that they are a reality as a passing thought. When we speak them and validate them, we actually give them credit for much more than they actually are. And we begin to live out of a false reality. So let's acknowledge this and use this to our advantage. When we begin to realize that, okay, my spirit, my soul, my body will begin to act in accordance with what I am speaking, that means I'm only going to allow myself to speak words that I want to manifest into my world, into my reality. Things that are going to fuel me forward in my journey, things that are going to feed my spirit, my mind, my body. So even if we have negative thoughts about our work, we can come back to our center and realize, okay, that thought may have occurred, but I am going to speak what I know is true. And what I know is true is the reality I want to manifest, which is actually already in existence on another plane, on another frequency, and I am just pulling it into reality now. So I'm not going to speak any words that go against what I know is true already within me. Anything that goes against what is already true within you, this reality that is blossoming out of you through your creativity, what you know to be true, anything that goes against that is actually a lie. So these doubts, we talked about this in a video recently, these doubts that you feel coming into your mind are actually lies. It's actually not true. These fears are actually not true. They don't even exist. It costs you nothing to believe in yourself, to believe in your dream and what you're manifesting. It costs you nothing to speak words of compassion and belief. Even if it feels like you're forcing it at first. Like, yeah, I believe in myself. I'm not feeling it. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because we don't operate just based off of our feelings, our emotions. Our emotions change very rapidly. Mental formations, emotional formations that rise and fall very quickly, but our basis of truth lies beneath that. So we can, even when we don't feel like it, we can come back to ourselves and we can say, I love my writing. I love who I am as a creator. And even as I experience moments of temporary stress, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in my work, and I love my work. I love this expression of creativity that is blossoming from my heart every day in new ways. And maybe even write some affirmations down on a piece of paper that you can turn to. Second tool for your spiritual toolbox here as a creative is disconnecting from that which is no longer serving you. Now, when I say the word disconnecting, we might be thinking, oh, are we going to talk about digital minimalism? Sure, we can talk about digital minimalism. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just disconnecting from our phones or our computers or social media. It's more about taking stock of what are we spending time on in our daily lives that is perhaps not fueling us forward in any way. Something that is wasting our energy. Where are we wasting our energy? where could we be directing that energy to that would serve us so much better? We only have so much energy in a given day. So we have to carefully pick and choose and curate what we are giving our energy to, what we're giving our attention to. So that might be eliminating social media, might be eliminating your phone altogether, or maybe limiting the usage of your phone. Maybe that's staying away from certain websites that you know will just take up loads of your time because you'll get distracted on them. Maybe it's certain activities or things you're doing throughout the day that just don't really bring you joy, and they end up taking up so much of your energy that you don't really have any left for your craft, for your writing, for this thing you're trying to manifest. Where is the energy being sapped away? Take stock. Take stock. Come up with a list of maybe, let's say 3 or 5 things that you feel on an innate level are not serving you in any way, but yet you're still giving your time to that thing. And I would encourage you to not think too much about it. Don't overthink it. Allow it to just, whatever comes to you first. That's probably one of those things. Because your spirit knows. Let your spirit guide you on this journey. And it kind of brings me to this thought. I was thinking about this earlier this morning, how with creative pursuits, you'll often hear people say things like, well, you have to want it more than anything. You have to put it ahead of everything. You have to put your writing ahead of everything if you want to become a successful author, whatever that is for them. It's different for everybody. But I want to tell you today that that is actually not true. You do not have to put it ahead of everything. You do not have to want it more than anything. You simply have to put it ahead and want it more than things that are not serving you, things that are actually wasting your energy. There's many things in life that I would not put my writing ahead of, like my family and spending time with loved ones, or things that I need to do throughout the day that actually help me stay healthy. And there's many things. But what I have consciously learned to do is to put my writing and my creativity, whatever I want to create, goes beyond just writing, to put that ahead of things that actually don't matter, things that I'm actually wasting energy on. And sometimes it's hard to recognize what those things are. But lately I've been trying to really refine my daily practice and notice what are some little things that just take up a lot of my energy. See, with writing and other creative crafts, we're so focused on trying to inspire ourselves to write. We're taking in so much advice. We're taking in so many things to help bolster this creative energy. But yet we're not paying attention to all the other aspects of our lives, all the other little things. And it's like we're in a garden that's filled with weeds and we're trying to just plant flower seeds obsessively, just planting flower seeds as much as possible. But those seeds won't have enough room to grow because we're not weeding the garden. A well-weeded garden gives space for flowers to grow without us really even having to do much work to sow those seeds. The most important thing is to create space with fertile ground, and flowers will grow almost of their own accord. And I've found that that is really the way with creativity. We have to shut off all the noise, all the things that aren't serving us, the comparison, the scrolling through social media, or spending time with people and places that are bringing our mental space down, bringing our frequency down, perhaps even telling us, we can't do this, we're not going to be able to feasibly have this career, whatever it is, anything that's lowering your frequency, anything that's stealing your sacred energy. Being really honest with yourself and shutting those switches off, coming back to this state of quietness where we can simply give ourselves this space to create. This is how we tend the soil so that flowers can start to grow. And it's so much less work. So much less work than trying to just constantly keep ourselves motivated. What we really are feeling is we need to let go of all this stuff we're holding on to that isn't serving us. And that leads us to our third and final point here, which is to make time to do nothing. Make space to do nothing. This is kind of what we were just discussing with the garden analogy. Give yourself some time, even if it's just 10 minutes or 15 minutes during your day somewhere where you're not doing anything. And this can be an active sort of rest. You can meditate, you can do yoga, you can bake or garden or lay in the grass and watch the clouds. But give yourself some time to just listen. All of my creative ideas, every single one of them, bar none, has come to me when I've been in a state of restful peace, doing really not much of anything. I remember getting the idea for the blood race. I was just laying on the couch in my mother's living room and enjoying the sunshine, and I just suddenly got this idea. I'm like, wow, wouldn't it be cool to write a story about this, and then it could be like a whole series and so on and so forth. If I was constantly busy, always doing something, always trying to be productive, always trying to fill every single space in my mind, I wouldn't have any room in my mind to have those creative thoughts. So give yourself space, even if it's just 10 minutes a day or a half hour, whatever you can. You do you. Make it work for you. Maybe it's a wind down routine before bed. Maybe it's you get up a little bit earlier in the morning, or maybe you take a break in the afternoon with your kids, whatever. Whatever works for your unique situation. Give yourself some space to just be a human being, not a human doing. We don't have to be doing stuff all the time. What a revolutionary thought in this world of keep doing, keep producing, be more productive with this app, be more productive with this website. Oh my goodness. We need to go back to our roots of having lots of empty space to think, to breathe, to be, to connect deeply with one another, to connect with our children and our pets and nature, food, creation. This is the tangible reality that we get to exist in, and it's wondrous and it's beautiful. Give yourself time to experience it, and I guarantee you, creativity is gonna find you. If you like the kind of stuff we're talking about right now, you'll probably really like my Writer's Wellness course. And I made that course because I have been so transformed by doing these things, by tending to these, just life, just building a creative life, finding that bliss. And I incorporate yoga, meditation, talks like this one we're having right now, and recipes, lots of healthy vegan recipes. So if you want to check that out, check it out in the description, and all the proceeds go to help keep this channel alive and free. I'm so grateful to have you here. Tell me what you think below. What's something you would add to this list? I only did 3 because I wanted to keep this really simple. But what's something that you bring into your daily practice that helps you to anchor into creativity, to find that creative bliss? What's something you do that helps your creativity flourish? I would love to hear about it, my friend. I'm grateful for your presence. I wish you so much joy in your creative journey today and always. If you got something out of this video. It always means a lot when you share it with a friend. And of course, subscribe, because it helps videos like this rise to the top and be seen by more writers who might need it. So please subscribe. I'd love to have you here in the community. Thank you. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.